Thank you so much for joining us today. I've got Bruce with me, and we're going to be talking about the business drivers behind transformation. But before I get to the questions that I've got for you, can you give everybody an introduction?
Sure. Thank you everyone for listening and participating. My name is Bruce Orcutt, and I'm Senior Vice President of Product Marketing for an intelligent automation company called Abby.
Great. And for those of you that don't know, Abby and Navient are partners. And so I am very excited to have Bruce. We've teamed up for a couple of client presentations, but this is our first time bringing it to the internet. So I want to get started with just what I teased in the introduction there. So as you're working with clients and having conversations about transformation, can you share what are those main business drivers that you hear time and time again come up?
Yeah, without a doubt, the number one driver right now we're seeing is speed and the ability to engage their customers where they are in whatever channel, but respond very quickly, either with an offer, with an answer, with anything in production that really helps them accelerate a process. So think about if you're trying to get a referral for your for healthcare and to see a new doctor, you want an answer immediately. If you're trying to onboard and open a new account, you want an answer immediately and be able to work in that new account. If you're, filing a claim, you want to know the status of the claim. If anything else is required, you want that responsiveness. So all of our enterprise customers and even our government agencies that we're working with are really focused around responsiveness, automation, straight through processing, and the ability now to respond to customers with an answer in near real time. So timing and speed and this responsiveness is really, really important. In addition to the ability now to have more data to make faster decisions. So by automating and throwing great technology and working with strong partners like Navient, customers can get much more information from their users, from their customers, from their constituents, and be able to make a faster decision, which really, really helps revenue acceleration, helps the process, helps customer satisfaction.
I think that that's such an important part to talk about because we're living in the Amazon age. And even like sometimes if Target isn't going to give me 2-day delivery, I have to think long and hard about like, oh man, do I get in the car or can I wait? And so that mentality bleeds into everything, not just when we're ordering something online, but to your point, how we interact with our doctor's office, what we expect from our insurance companies, and so on and so forth. So I do want to then kind of take this and look at the other side of it. So we hear all of these statistics about like 70% of digital transformations failing. And I think it's fair for us to then talk about what are some of the challenges that organizations are up against while they start this transformation journey. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about what we can do to move past those as well.
That's a great question because there's a tremendous amount of challenges. Most of the time, and we see those statistics around 70% fail or a high number of failures, is because customers didn't know or the automation teams didn't know what to automate first or what was the highest priority. They just picked something and went with it. And therefore, they didn't really know the impact. They didn't understand how the process was used, what was happening within the process, how customers were interacting, but more importantly, how their employees were interacting with the process. So, there's great technologies and capabilities out there now for process mining and task mining and discovery technologies that help you really understand what's the true cost of a process, where are my bottlenecks, what is the current state of performance? And then if I did look at automation, where would I see the best return on that investment? What would make it faster? And if I made it 10%, 20% faster, what does that ROI look like? A funny thing that happened to us with COVID is Abby did a study to our customer base of over 1,200 customers responded, and over 58% of those that work in a process said they would be willing to leave their job because the process was so complex, so complicated that it was affecting their satisfaction. So understanding how processes work and then understanding where can they apply technology and automation and partnerships to improve that for their customers and for their users is tremendously important.
I think you just hit on a really big topic that I talk a lot about. We are all so focused on improving our customer experience. And we talked about that on in the first question, but sometimes we're not paying enough attention to the employee experience. And
Correct.
The perfect storm of the Great Resignation, I think, is a really good proof that matters, and it matters a lot. And if we want to be able to have that customer experience, you have to also focus in on your employee experience to kind of help drive that.
For sure, for sure.
So then, okay, we've talked about why we would want to. We've talked about what challenges we might overcome. And now when we're looking towards what are the outcomes that customers that you're working with seeing while they move through their digital transformation and maybe go past some of those challenges?
Well, it's amazing what we're seeing. The actual technologies and the maturity of a lot of the AI machine learning that, every vendor talks about AI and machine learning and OCR and rates and things. But there's a lot of complexity in making that all work together to get the right outcomes. We see customers, we're excited to see the FDA as part of their COVID pre-assessments with seeing 99% accuracy in the data that we are processing for them. And they made that as a public statement. We were really excited about that. But more importantly, we're seeing customers transition off legacy platforms onto newer modern technologies like those from Abby and from other vendors and getting high levels of 95% straight through processing. That is money and time that's accelerating business processes, reducing costs, and getting better responsiveness back to the customers. And as you said, improving the internal users' satisfaction. So we're seeing significant growth in that area of straight through processing. And we see that has how customers are actually measuring and evaluating the success of their projects, looking at straight through processing over other metrics they have used in the past, like accuracy or precision or recall rates, things like that. We're seeing straight through processing as the number one metric. And we're seeing really high results for our customers in that area. And it's primarily because we can actually assess each step in the process, evaluate how to improve it, apply better technology, learning technology, and better training, and get much more improved results than previously were available.
Thank you so much for joining me, Bruce. For anybody that isn't already, make your way over to his LinkedIn, follow him there, follow Abby, and reach out to myself or Bruce if you've got any questions or want to explore maybe what Navient and Abby could do for you. But thank you again for joining me and have a wonderful day, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you, Emma.
If you're looking for expert tips on how to get started with your transformation or looking to hone in on your approach, make sure that you subscribe to our channel to catch our weekly Digital Transformation Talk series, where we interview experts from around the world on how to make it happen.